Paraplegic at 13, Gladys Foggea says she has found her freedom of movement through dance. Like other professional dancers with disabilities, Foggea is seeking to be recognized above all as an artist. For me, dancing was over. The accident had shattered this dream. One day, I discovered what it is, inclusive dance. And by chance, a German troupe had come to give a demonstration. So I said to myself, oh yes, that's what I want to do. I want to continue dancing even if I'm in a wheelchair. And that's how the adventure began. A handful of associations have been working in this new direction for more than a decade in France, such as La Possible Échappée, founded in 2007. It's different, it moves differently, but you find the same freedom as an able-bodied person, and that's what I was looking for. I was absolutely looking to find this freedom of movement that I have in my body, so I have to combine wheelchair movement and arms because I am paraplegic, so I still have my arms. So you have to manage to combine the two, and that's what will make the beauty of the movement, being able to move in space and at the same time have gestures in the upper body. More than an object to get around, the wheelchair is an integral part of this creation. The good thing about art is that you can be a child again. So with a wheelchair, you can slide, you can turn, you can balance. It really changes your bearings. I think it's great to be able to rediscover this form of innocence. 15 of the organization's artists, including Gladys Foggea, will launch from October 24 in a project dedicated to the ceremony of the 2024 Paralympic Games.
Morocco's top diplomat Nasser Bourita welcomed Tuesday the EU Commission Deputy Head Frans Timmermans. They officially launched in Rabat the European Union and Moroccan Green Partnership deal aimed at bolstering cooperation on renewable energy with private sector involvement. The sun-baked North African country is seeking to offer alternatives for European nations trying to wean themselves off fossil fuels. Why a green partnership? Well, first of all, the context shows that we are on the eve of COP27, and this is an important moment to show that the discussion on climate change is first and foremost a question of will and vision. But it is also a question of action, actions to transform commitments into reality, and that's what Morocco and the EU are trying to do through this green partnership. The Memorandum of Understanding signed Tuesday is the first of its kind. It is also set to pave the way for a transition to a decarbonized industry through investment in green technology, renewable energy production, sustainable mobility and clean production in industry. COP27 will take place in Egypt in November.
It is harvest time in Lejone, a small village tucked away in mountains more than 2,000 meters above sea level. From a river at the foot of Lesotho's peaks, fishermen haul nets bulging with trout onto a floating platform. The settlement is home to one of Lesotho's 2 professional fish farms, pioneering ventures in the landlocked kingdom.
It's a special area that has everything else you need for growing trout. Oxygen, temperature, the biology itself, all of it lines itself to trout. And that's the reason why trout does well.
Fish are killed and put on ice, first step on their journey to dinner tables in neighboring South Africa. Starting out 17 years ago, Pakizi had no knowledge of fish farming and was simply driven by a desire to make money.
I didn't think we would be where we are today because we were the first people to fish trout in Lesotho commercially, the first people to do trout in this size of body of water, which we didn't understand. So you had to understand the behavior of the reservoir itself.
Trout farming in Lesotho has grown on the back of another of the mountainous country's most famous exports, water. By damming its waterways, the country has widened river beds, making them ideal for fish farming. But climate change presents another challenge to farmers.
So the climate changes every year. So every year you deal with different externalities. So you learn as you go, you adapt as you go. You can't say you master this thing because the climate is changing every year.
Pekiri supplies a few local restaurants where the trout is usually pan-fried in butter and served with a side dish of curry and potato chips or rice. But the bulk of his production lands on the shelves of high-end supermarkets in South Africa, where a vacuum-packed 1 kilo bag can cost up to $50.
Will be asked by the
South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has vowed an unapologetic backing for the partially recognized Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic in Western Sahara. During a visit by Polisario leader Brahim Ghali to Pretoria on Tuesday, Ramaphosa said he was concerned about the silence that persists in the world about the struggle for self-determination for the people of Western Sahara. The disputed status of Western Sahara has pitted Morocco against the Algeria-backed pro-independence Polisario Front since the 1970s. The Polisario are campaigning for an independent state in the Western Sahara, a vast stretch of phosphate-rich desert that was controlled by Spain between 1884 and 1975. Rabat controls nearly 80% of the territory and is pushing for autonomy under its sovereignty. The international community has long backed a referendum to be held to decide the territory's status, but Morocco rejects any vote in which independence is an option.
The march in the southeastern coastal town of Zaziz followed a general strike meant to increase the pressure on the authorities to recover the bodies of Tunisian migrants who disappeared at sea a month ago. Between 3,000 and 4,000 demonstrators, including the families of 12 missing migrants, gathered on the main avenue of Zaziz, according to observers. Civil servants and shopkeepers of this coastal city of about 75,000 inhabitants observed a general strike at the call of a trade union. A makeshift boat that left Zaziz with 18 Tunisian migrants on board disappeared during the night of September 20th to 21st. 10 bodies have since been recovered by fishermen. The locals were further enraged when authorities buried 4 bodies of Tunisian citizens in a cemetery reserved for migrants from elsewhere. The local trade union has demanded an investigation into the handling of the shipwreck. Faced with a dire economic situation which has seen poverty levels rise, many Tunisians are keen to flee the country. From spring to autumn, owing to favorable weather, the pace of migrant departures from Tunisia and neighboring Libya to Italy accelerates.